taken a very large break because I was just in a bad headspace, let's just put it that way. Some stuff happened and it was out of my control, and it really messed with me. And it has taken a very long time for me to get back to the point where I just feel like anything. Oh, can you guys see the water? You might not be able to see the water. Hold on. The city is so pretty at night. They got the bridge lit up. Let me see if I can show you the bridge all the way over there. It's so beautiful. I know I shouldn't be doing it yet. Let me put this back up here. But it's just gorgeous at night. They got the bridge, all of the bridges lit up, and all the lights from all the different buildings and stuff. You can't see it like I can, but I'm driving home because I work today. I'm proud of myself. Be proud of yourself. Seriously. Let me switch that back around. Okay. If nobody else in your life is going to be a support system for you, I have a support system. Thank God. I have people in my life that have my back, basically. But if you are one of those people that, you know, you're kind of isolated and you don't have a support system, be your own support system as best you can. I know that's hard when you're feeling like crap and you don't necessarily want to do anything, and every time you turn around somebody's copping an attitude or being angry or being mad. I was talking to my therapist the other day because I have appointments with a therapist. I have group therapy, and I have an appointment with somebody that just kind of keeps up on, you know, the things that are going on in my life because I couldn't do it. She kind of organizes everything for me, which is cool. But I was talking about how the world just seems so different. And I know, you know, people change, society changes, but different in the sense of like everybody just seems like a big old grump. Nobody is just like walking around happy and smiling anymore. Like, I think I've ran into the same old gentleman 2 times, right? And I know it because this is the only person in my city that does it. I ran into him when I was doing a thrifting video, and then I ran into him when I was at 7-Eleven, and he sings just as part of his like day-to-day. Like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to remember the song that he sings. It's an old song, and he has a really good voice, but like when he sees a beautiful person, or he just is like in the vicinity of multiple people, he belts it out like big time, and it makes you smile. And there's a lack of that in our society, so try to be that person that, as hard as it is, keeps that positivity about themselves, because you could be affecting people that you don't even know, right? Like, I like to think about it like this. If I'm out and about and I'm having a good day and I'm saying my, you know, please and thank yous and you're welcomes, and I'm taking the time to, you know, not necessarily have full blown like in-depth history type conversations with people, but if I'm taking the time to really communicate with the people that I'm interacting throughout the day, as little as that is, I know that if I am positive and if I'm happy, you know, sometimes I like to call it those people that are like silently suffering. You know, they don't really tell anybody. They try to, you know, keep I don't know, they try to keep their problems and everything kind of hidden, but you affect them. You know, positivity rubs off on people, smiles rub off on people. Just hearing somebody else laugh in your, you know, immediate area, it rubs off on you. Whether or not you walk out and you're still kind of upset, like it was just a little tiny bit that kind of uplifted your day or brightened your day a little bit. Something to think back on, or something to laugh at. Like I said, you try to do that for other people. You don't have to, you know, go out and try to make everybody's days, but try to be the best version of yourself when it comes to your attitude, because it really helps. I know that's one of the things that, you know, would change my mood completely. Like if I went out and I was, you know, doing something and I saw somebody being goofy, or I saw a couple being like kind to someone that was older than themselves, or I saw little kids, you know, run around, because they're usually in a pretty good mood. You know, that would put me in a positive or a better mind space, a head space, because it's so important. It's so easy to get down in this world, and so many people already are. It's it's important to try to keep that. I know I keep repeating myself, but I feel so much better, and I just want everybody else to feel better. You know, I look back just a couple months ago, even when I was filming videos, when I was doing stretching, when I was exercising, when I was talking to you guys, when I was going to different places, you know, I was sad, and I was upset, and I was anxious, and sometimes I think we have a split in our world. We've got people that are kind of like from my grandma and grandpa's generation, from my mom's generation, and they grew up and it was a little bit different. You know, you were supposed to be kind of tough, and their problems didn't necessarily get addressed like they should have, just from a societal standpoint. They weren't taken as seriously. Mental health wasn't taken as seriously. It was one of those, you know, if you're not half dead, you don't go to the doctor, you don't go to the hospital, like, you recover at home and you're fine. And, you know, that's okay to have that mindset, because it kind of, it gives you an advantage. But when that is so extreme to the point where you're just like not taking care of yourself, like my mom, for instance, right? She's one of those people. She literally has to be like partially on her deathbed to go and take care of anything, whether it's at urgent care, whether it's at the doctor's. She's getting better as she's getting older, but I'm the same way, obviously, because she got it from her grandparents, I got it from her, and it took me a really long time to even be comfortable reaching out and making that call to just be like, hey, you know, I've had a pinched nerve in my back for the last 3 years that drives me crazy and up the wall, and I probably need to get it fixed, do physical therapy, and possibly be on some medicine, because sometimes it puts me in the hospital, but I'm so darn stubborn and think I can handle everything that I don't take the necessary steps to take care of myself, you know. And all those things eventually compile, one after another, after another, after another, and then you get to the point where I did, where it's just like, holy crap, you know, I've got 2 million things that I need to do. I'm falling apart, like, literally, and I don't have the capacity about myself to even want to take care of me. You know, it can get really bad, and I just want you to know that you're not a little baby if you need to seek out help for any reason. And also, you have the right to find a good fit for you. Like, take me, for instance. It's been so long, and I have a nurse at home, so it's really hard for me to put the trust of myself, of my mind, of my health in the hands of somebody else, because I am so used to trusting somebody that's been nursing since before I was born, right? That's a long time, because I'm old. Anyways, long story short, if you don't have to deal with somebody that doesn't take your concerns to heart. You do not have to deal with somebody that is rude to you. You might not have like a bunch of time, depending on, you know, what you're suffering from, if you're suffering from something, but you can look around. That's what I did. I went through quite a few people that just didn't sit well with me, and I knew that I wouldn't be able to open up to them, because when you're talking like doctors, right, for your body, for your mind, especially for your mind, you know, or like if you need to go to a surgeon or something, you really have to pay attention to everything about them. You got to listen to that gut feeling, but you also have to take into consideration, you know, how they interact with you, because these people have your lives in their hands, and there are too many people in the healthcare industry. I'm not knocking the healthcare industry, but I kind of am, because it's like they're trying to just bust all these babies out into the field, and nobody has the experience, nobody has the care anymore, and people really just treat it like it's a day job, which it is, but it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be kind of next level, obviously, because you're dealing with humans. But my whole point being is that you need to find a fit that's right for you, because if you're uncomfortable with your doctor, whatever the doctor's specialty may be, you are never fully going to be able to open up to them about what is happening, especially if it's something personal. Like, it doesn't always have to be mental health. It could be, you know, like you've got a a spot in a place that you're uncomfortable showing, like on your boob or something. Like, I don't know. Like, I had to go into urgent care, and thank God I had been there a couple times because I had some symptoms in my breast. I had some swelling, I had some heat, I had some redness, and that freaked me out like big time because I don't keep up in the traditional sense of like my physicals, etc., etc. But I was uncomfortable, and I put it off, and I put it off, and I put it off because I didn't want to, you know, I'm modest in a sense when it comes to certain things, you know. I'm old school in that aspect, just with certain things, especially when it comes to like full out nudity. But my whole point is you need to be comfortable, because if I didn't know that it was going to be the little old lady at the urgent care that I love, I probably would have put it off longer, and I'm glad I didn't, because I ended up having an infection and I needed to be put on an antibiotic. But that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. You know, I waited so long that the infection was literally working its way up into my chest, up into my neck, around into my back, and I could have went septic if I waited longer than that. Just, you know, within your upset or sadness or your depression or just your really hectic day-to-day lives, make sure that you take the time to address things for yourself, because it's important. And I know sometimes your mindset doesn't want to match what you should do in actuality, but you have to try. You really have to try. I think three of the best things that I've done over the past couple years to help improve my mind and my health are, number one, getting a membership. I go to Planet Fitness, I go get massages, I do red light, I do the therapy pod, I do workout, you know, but that really helps. It's kind of like a whole reset for me when I go in there. Reaching out and actually getting a therapist and vetting them, so I found somebody that I trust. And to be honest, going back to work, as hard as that was for me, I literally cried. And I know it seems crazy, but when you get to a certain point, you're really uncomfortable with certain things. Like, I literally cried like a baby and had to go to my mommy because I was so distraught and so upset and so like mind boggled, or effed, basically, I didn't want to swear, over having to go to work and interact with all of these people that I needed her to work through it. And we did. And it happened to be one of the best things that I've done, because just being out and about, you know, I do something that gives me a little bit more freedom. I don't necessarily have to be in a building for 8 hours of the day. I get to be out and about, and I get to interact with different people, and it's really helped me. For some reason, I had it in my head that the people were the issue, and it was my fear of the people and the interactions with them that were the issue, not the people themselves. Like, you're always going to run into somebody that has an attitude, but the more you do it, the tougher you get, and then the more you remember how much human interaction helps your mindset. You know, you don't want to be isolated for too long. Like, I know people like me, like, I thrive in a little bit of isolation to an extent, because I pick up so much on people's emotions and their attitude and their body language that I feel a lot more than the average person does. So it's really hard on me. So because when I go out, I'm like, literally, I don't know, I feel like a freaking Wi-Fi router. I'm picking up on this dude's weirdness, on this girl's happiness, on this person's whatever, and it's a lot for my body. So I need hours of isolation after I do some type of like really public activity, even grocery shopping. You know, it's good to an extent, but too much of it will drive you crazy, and that's literally how I felt. But anyways, I just wanted to give you an update. I want to get back into my fun stuff. It's winter, so I'm kind of not as like energetic, and it's not sunny, so I don't have the space and the want and the outside time and the sun to like keep me warm and happy. So we'll figure out some stuff to do, whether it's like personal care stuff or it's just random chats like this, just so we can kind of keep things going, keep up to date, keep that, you know, friend base going, that motivation going, and we'll work from there, because I have some exciting things that are going on next spring as far as like gardening and everything like that. And if you are gardening, you can start some of your stuff inside right now and get a jump on it, and you can do that succession planting. My mom and I were talking about it the other day. There are quite a few things that you can plant now that need, like, I don't know, we'll just say like 30 to 90, right? That need like 30 to 90 days of germination. But if you start them inside, you get a jump on spring. So when that first weather hits where you can plant, you've got a full-blown plant. So you're ahead of the game. And then you can harvest those, go in with your second set, like your hardcore summer, full sun, hot heat plants. And then you can harvest those and then go in with your fall stuff. And the output that you get and the stuff that you can, the amount, I guess, that you get from doing it that way is quite a bit more, because you're ahead. Anyways, okay, my dog is probably barking. I only see her little ears in the window. We moved her table, so she's like all thrown off. I'm gonna get inside and take a shower and relax and eat some good food. We have stuffed pasta shells and garlic bread with cheese, and I'm so excited for it. I'm so excited for it. And I'm gonna post this, and I hope you guys are all having a wonderful day, a wonderful night, wherever you are. Keep going, keep moving, keep pushing, stay positive, be the positivity if you have enough energy, and just don't give up on yourself. Just don't do it. Everything doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to happen all at once. But if you make your checklist, if you take your notes, if you keep your diary, you pay attention. There's also apps that you can download. I don't know if I'll be able to look, but my therapist gave me a suggestion. There's a couple apps where you can like monitor your mood and kind of check in each day, so you don't have to write it all down. I've got some of those. I'll put them in the description box. Just don't give up on yourself. Like I said, it doesn't have to all be perfect. Just work on one little thing at a time, and eventually it'll all come together and you'll feel a lot better. All right, I love you. Bye.